Economy of Sweden. Sweden is a country of nearly 10.3 million people and sits at the heart of the Scandinavian region. The land has countless lakes and forests, and its cities radiate a progressive approach. The people of Sweden have a comfortable lifestyle, and the credit goes to its flourishing economy. According to experts, Sweden's economic success is because of the stable economic and political institutions, which allowed the Swedes to produce wealth. Its economy is highly diverse and dynamic, and ranks second out of 64 in the IMD competitiveness ranking. But how does Sweden manage its economics? We will look at different aspects that affect it in this video. Before that, please show your appreciation by clicking the like button. Now, let's get on with the video. Swedish neutrality. Sweden has maintained a state of political neutrality in political and armed conflicts since the beginning of the 19th century. Still today, Sweden is a neutral country with no alliance concerning political and security policy. However, Sweden's military and government have been involved in significant peacemaking actions worldwide. It also has strong links to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. However, it is not a member state due to its security policy aiming for non-alignment in peace and neutrality in war. This political neutrality came into major effect after the policy of 1812. Before that, Sweden was involved in many conflicts, especially with Russia. After this policy came into effect, Sweden accepted Finland as part of Russia, which was previously a part of Sweden itself and was lost during the Finnish War. The country remained neutral in World War II and continues to do so even today. Where many European countries had to rebuild their economies and infrastructures after all the devastation that the world wars caused, Sweden did not have to, because it did not take any part in it. Its economy kept a steady pace towards property, even when the European nations faced famine and war after effects. Economic diversity. According to World Bank, a key feature of Sweden's economy is its liberal approach toward trade and freedom of doing business. Business policies are very friendly, so that the Swedish people can do business with ease. Sweden has been a traditionally export-based economy and usually maintains a trade surplus, which means that the value of its exports is more than its net imports. Sweden has a mixed economic system in which there is a variety of private freedom, combined with centralized economic planning and government regulation. The Swedish economy is the 11th freest in the 2022 index. Its primary industries include motor vehicles, telecommunications, industrial machines, precision equipment, chemical goods, home goods and appliances, forestry, iron, and steel. The mixed economy of Sweden has private freedom, combined with centralized economic planning and government regulation. Sweden is a strong welfare state, with the public sector accounting for 3/5 of its GDP. Exports and energy production. Some of the major exports of Sweden are machinery, including computers, vehicles, electric machinery and equipment, pharmaceuticals, paper and paper items, mineral fuel, iron, and steel. Its top 10 exports account for more than 2/3 of the overall value of its global shipments. Norway and Germany are the top trade partners of Sweden. The country is also the 9th largest exporter of arms. Sweden is also a major exporter of forest products, since more than 70% of its land is covered by forests. Timber is transported through a dense network of roads and rail networks. Large amounts of timber also account for its paper and paper product exports, including boards and prefabricated houses and furniture. Hydropower is an important source of renewable energy in Sweden, amounting to about 45% of the total electricity production in a year. The country has 1,800 hydropower plants and 600 dams. Most of Sweden's electricity supply comes from hydro and nuclear, and a growing contribution from the wind. Education and employment. Sweden is the 16th richest country globally in terms of its GDP per capita and its citizens' high standard of living. The education system of Sweden is ranked one of the best globally because of the emphasis on individual learning and personal liberty to enroll children in a diverse selection of schools. Students choose their higher study fields as per their interests because their pay levels in most fields in Sweden are roughly the same, unlike in other countries where a doctor might be earning a lot more than a teacher. In Sweden, state-funded education institutes are not allowed to charge tuition fees, making higher education free of charge. However, This case is limited to people of EU and EEA, or those having a permanent Swedish residence permit. International students have to pay the tuition fee. The Swedish job market is competitive and requires verbal fluency in the Swedish language. Simultaneously, the work environment in Sweden is excellent. In case of unemployment, payments are made by the state or other authorized bodies to unemployed people. Incomes are relatively equal for different professions, so there is a high level of professional aptitude in workers across all fields. Since there is no drastic difference in salaries of different fields of work, people in all fields enjoy the same standard of living. Taxation. Sweden has the highest total tax revenue, only exceeding Denmark. Its average local tax rate is 32.32%. People who earn above a certain income threshold set by the tax agency also pay 20% state tax. It is infamous for having the highest tax rates, but the people of Sweden don't seem to mind paying them. The reason behind this is that all that tax comes back to them in the form of better education and transport, healthcare, parental support, and overall a high level of standard of living. In 2020, the largest share of public expenditure in Sweden was distributed to social protection and reached more than 30% of the total. Social protection in Sweden includes health, childcare, and social benefits like unemployment, welfare, and pensions. In 2020, the Swedish government's leading source of income, amounting to roughly 671 billion Swedish kronor, was direct taxes from labor, and the second highest was indirect taxes from them. 20% of the tax money goes to education and healthcare, 5% to the police and military, and 42% to social security. Swedes are generally satisfied with paying such high taxes because the tax agency is accessible and customer-friendly. Many errands can be done electronically, which suits the tech-savvy Swedes. Plus, they know that their money is put to good use and they continue to enjoy a high standard of living. Challenges. Although the Swedish economy is resilient and growing strongly, it still faces some rising challenges. Like in recent years, the influx of immigrants and asylum seekers has created both opportunities and challenged the government to help them harness their economic potential. Housing prices in Sweden have also soared, making it difficult for people to pay their housing debts. The lack of affordable housing has increased inequality in labor mobility. According to a survey done in 2016, the most critical challenge faced by their country was immigration. The influx of large numbers of asylum seekers from war-torn countries has tested the core values of the Swedish governance, which are equality and equal treatment, because of course, these migrants are all sorts of people with less or no knowledge of their language and systems. The country is trying its best to fit these people into its economy. Developing nations around the world have a lot to learn from the Swedish methods of running a prosperous economy. We hope you learned something from this video. What do you think is the strongest reason for the Swedish success? Tell us in the comments section. If you liked our video, please press the like button and share it with someone you think will be interested in it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for future amazing content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.